Friends, welcome to Corsairport, episode 22, I think. I can't double check that now. It's probably episode 22. Let's just say it's somewhere in the 20s. We're here. Connor?
Yes, sir.
We're going to do your intro. You seem busy, which is why I'm calling on you first.
It's quite all right. That is the protocol of the show, I think. Hey everybody, my name is conorhughes, and yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Quiet week with me. Just been working, trying to clear a tree that's in my backyard that fell. Well, actually, it's not in my backyard. It's in our neighbor's backyard. But it's our tree, so I got to try and arrange for either getting a big chainsaw or getting someone to help me clear it out. But yeah, other than that, I haven't really done much. So, yeah. Rob, what's going on with you?
That was your shortest intro ever. So everyone, I'm robSHEPart. I Twitch about once a week. Believe it or not, I still actually Twitch once a week. I try to. I draw D&D creatures, monsters, and critters, and commissions, and all that kind of cool stuff. And you can find me on Instagram or anywhere else. Social media. I'm always robSHEPart on any social media. Right, Cotton, over to you.
I am Cotton. I doodle and stuff. You can find me on AP's Thursday Night Battletech and Ponder the Mad Sunday night Just All Game Hunters of Over. And we have a new cast member that we can go to him.
Who's that?
I don't know if he wants us to call us by his first name or if he has a nickname he wants us to go by.
Oh, you don't mean on Hunters of Wolverine, you mean on this show.
Yeah, I'm directing.
Sorry, I was like, whoa, when did Hunters of Wolverine get a new character? I don't remember that. All right, okay, you're correct. Mysterious newcomer. Sean. Yeah, who are you?
I'm the mysterious newcomer. I'm here to play D&D with all these wonderful people that are including me in their game. That's it.
We'll get him to do a longer intro in the future. We'll break him. Just like we do everyone.
Well, today we all did like a really quick intro, so.
Well, feels like it's down to me to kill 10, 20 minutes of time. So let me tell you about this new anime I started watching.
Uh-oh.
Just kidding. I haven't watched any anime in like 2 months. It's not good.
I still haven't watched Fab, but it's next in the list. We just finished Dark. So.
Conorhughes.
I have to convince my wife. She's like, I don't know. I'm not good. Like she looked at the art and she's like, she's just not convinced. She's sort of like a Sailor Moon only type of.
I mean,
artist.
Sailor Moon was written by a preeminent female author. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was written at the exact same time by a preeminent female author who spent like a decade studying chemistry so that she could write Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood without it seeming like total bullshit.
I will tell her that and see how she takes it. If it was astrology, she'd be down. I'm not sure about chemistry.
There is a lot of astrology included in it. Dragon Force, ley lines, that sort of thing. Mortality.
Now, the artwork doesn't look actually like similar to Sailor Moon, though, right?
I didn't. It shouldn't because it's two different artists. But
yeah.
Written same time from same time period.
Mm-hmm.
What else can I say? Alchemy, the science of understanding. Listen, you'll watch a show, you'll know the whole spiel by the end of it, since there's like 100 episodes and every single one of them starts by telling you what alchemy is. It's the science of understanding, deconstructing, and reconstructing matter. That's all I have. Let's do that skip intro and get started. So meanwhile, there's this guy named Ashe, and he's having a dream. And we know it's a dream because your father is standing in front of you. He's standing on the seat of his throne, not standing in front of the throne. He's standing on the seat of the throne, and he also has 5 golden foxtails showing up behind him.
Okay.
And you're like, well, this absolutely has to be a dream because there's no way this is reality. Also, I was just fighting some race.
And nearly dead.
Well, I have to tell you, that's pretty normal for you, so. Haven't you actually died several times?
Once. I think once.
All right. Really, I have to say, when it comes to almost dying, anything more than 0 is a bad number.
That's true. I agree.
So your father is standing there. He's not moving at all, but his tails are moving kind of sinuously around like snakes. Yeah. Independent of each other.
His tails.
It's in his throne room. Okay. So is he saying anything? Or
No,
is
he's
he doing anything?
staring at you.
Okay, I walk forward and I say, "Hello, Father."
The figure says, "I accept you, child," in a voice that is not your father's. You think you've heard it before.
I don't recognize it, or I do recognize it, but
You make an intelligence check, not a saving throw, just d20 plus your intelligence.
okay,
To search your memory.
I will. I will do that. It's a 9.
You've heard it in a dream before, but you don't remember when exactly.
I can't quite place your voice, sir, but you don't sound like my father. Why do you take his form?
I take his form as I have always when speaking with you. I am Jitao, the god of this island, the god of fools and rebels, of overthrowing false authority. I have come once again, a second time, to convince you. Cast off your false master. You belong with me, not this sordid wench whom throws you about from island to island, making you move across the world in search of something that is not yours. Join me, my son. Become one of my disciples.
You ask something I cannot do. I cannot abandon.
You can, you just won't. In what way do we not intermix? You are a rebel. You are a wanderer and traveler and adventurer. I am the god of all of these things. You represent the best of what I am.
You are powerful, and I respect your authority in this.
Why do
plane.
you laugh?
Because I can't say that without thinking of carbon.
Yeah, there it is.
But I still. But you both are powerful gods. It doesn't mean I can't just follow the powerful one. I have to follow the one that has guided me here.
Guided you here? Where is her power? Where is she? I look around, I see no living sword. I am the one who guides you here. I am the one who watches over you.
You may watch over us, and I'm thankful for it, but she has shown her will in ways that are more ethereal, perhaps.
All right, I want to be super clear. What happens next is completely and totally absurd. So, if you'll remember, Gizmo previously had a dream where the sort of hooded dog-like figure with an extended neck and a semi-robotic body showed up and offered him the clasp of the frog mage. That same creature steps out from behind the throne and looks totally out of place in your dream. Like it is as if it is from a different genre entirely. Right? We're talking like cell shaded versus realistic. And it goes, "Companion." And it begins skittering across the floor to you. Instead of the enormous, larger than Gizmo size from before, this one is the size of like a small dog. And it stands before you, Ashe, and says, "Companion. Cursed item you have. Would you like to trade? Curse for a curse?"
You talk of my plate armor?
Curse for a curse.
What are you offering in exchange?
So you hear something clink on the floor behind you, and the figure standing on the throne goes, "You would dare, familiar, walk my dreams?" And it turns and goes, companion. The clink behind you is a ocarina shaped like a frog.
Ocarina shaped like a frog.
Yes.
Okay.
So you blow into the frog's butt, and along its back is the holes, and then there's one on the front as well, like out its mouth.
So the noise came from that?
Yes. It dropped behind you.
Oh, I see. Okay, this is the thing that he is intending to exchange for the plate armor.
That is a reasonable belief to draw.
Right. Okay. Well, Jatao seemed to contest this creature's like presence in his dream, so I'm going to sort of stand back and say, I mean, if this is your dream, Jatao, I don't want to trespass.
When you say that, the creature turns by hopping at like 15-degree angles back towards you and goes, companion. Trade?
I cannot trade with you today, sir.
It's tough to see its face, and from what you can tell, it doesn't have organic flesh, but something like tears pour out from under its hood and hit the floor of your father's throne room, where they soak into big dark spots on the gray ashen floor, and it says very mournfully, companion, as it slowly fades.
Can I crouch down and apologize to the creature and then try and offer something else that might be in my pocket to it in exchange?
Can, but it's slowly fading out of existence as you talk to it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
All right. What do you say to it?
I'm sorry. Maybe next time.
What do you offer it?
What do I find in my pocket? It's a dream, right? So
I mean, what you have in your pockets is what you have in your pockets in the real world.
What is in my pocket, AP? Is it the ring?
Don't ask me what's in your pocket. Listen, I assume it's several dozen rations that you're using as armor plating.
Right. Yeah. Strapped. It's like cushioning. I take out a gold coin and offer it.
You're gonna hand it a gold coin.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The gold coin also begins fading out of existence with it as they both disappear.
Okay. I'll take it off my character sheet.
I want you to imagine a cat when its tail is fully straight and back, all puffed out. All 5 tails attached to your father's body do that right now.
Have I offended you?
The familiar has offended me. Your insolence in not accepting my great magnanimous offer, of course, offends me. But we forgive your foolishness as one would forgive a child. You have offered me great blessings in the past, and you follow my path even if you do not intend to. You will be our champion one way or another.
We are at your mercy.
Go.
As it is your world.
Leave me.
Okay. So I bow and then make my way out the door.
You wake up in the morning. Everybody's there. As it always is in Corsairport, anywhere in this forest, it's always misty at night and cold, no matter what the weather is otherwise. And when you wake up, the mist immediately begins to fade as the giant redwoods around you absorb all sound.
At breakfast, I might ask everyone about what their feelings regarding Jatao, if they know about him.
What all do I know about Jatao?
Make a religion check.
I should know much. I don't. Oh.
Nice.
I heard multiple rolls. Oh, there it is. All right, so Lyra, you know a little bit about Jatao. I mean, it's not your god, and you're not a learned scientist. You're more like a hermit wandering around. Jatau is the god of trickery, rebellion, liberation, drunkenness, travel, and heroics. The other gods basically hate Jatau because, of course, Jatau encourages people to rebel against the gods insofar as he urges everyone to rebel against everything. Sort of like a philosopher prince, but also an arsonist, anarchist. The only reason Jatau is tolerated is because Hall-El, the elven king of gods, finds Jatau amusing, and they have some sort of relationship that isn't understood even by the other gods. Gizmo, you know that Jatau is the patron of this particular island, and you have personally donated, and you've seen others donate to the Jatau fox idol that frequently shows up in the inn. You know that the innkeeper, Terrel, often plays small tricks on you in regards to moving the idol around so that you're like, oh my gosh, did that idol teleport? But in fact, it was just moved while you weren't looking. It seems as if playing tricks on people and generally causing mischief and chaos is his primary concern. What do you want to do with that knowledge, friends?
I think in response to Ashe's question, though, I kind of fill everyone in with what little I know, but I think everyone knows more than I do because you've had more experience on this island than I have.
Perhaps we've traveled here a little bit longer, but just we should all know that it seems like Jatau has watched our steps with interest.
Yeah, it definitely seems like he has an interest in us, doesn't it?
He just.
Why do you say that?
I believe he just visited me in a dream and asked me to follow him instead of follow my patron Guzengas. I think it's a him. I think it's a him, right? AP or
Who? Guzengas?
Jatau.
Jatau is...
Or just, like, whatever.
I said he earlier, but Jatau is actually sort of genderless, amorphous, fox being that doesn't necessarily take a...
Gender. Gotcha. Sorry, Cotton, what'd you say?
I don't remember. I'm so sorry.
Okay, it's fine. Well, I mean... Whatever our feelings about Jatau, we should be aware that he's very powerful here.
I don't know if you're implying that's a bad thing or a good thing.
I don't know yet.
So what did he say? What did Jatau say in your dream?
I believe he felt that we had a connection. He is a rebel after all, and I mean, I've done my share, I suppose, of rebelling. And
flashback to you murdering several officials.
Right.
Collateral damage.
Wow. You got a low bar for collateral damage.
That's right.
And we're on his island. I mean, I think he sees in us possible agents of his will.
So do you believe that this island is under his domain, or is it under the domain of all the gods?
It seemed to me that my impression from, I'm not quite sure I recall who, but perhaps, well, I forget who, but it seems to me...
seems to imply that this was his.
Yeah. Was it Terrel? Okay.
Okay. So did Jatau give you any messages, anything actionable, or
no, nothing?
More of that abstract dream stuff that the gods tend to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't very abstract at all. It was straightforward and literal.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we should head back to Corsairport.
Sounds good.
Yes, then I can buy some more honey.
Right. I can dispense with some of these rations, perhaps, since we seem to be well able to collect on our way. And I'll just load up on seasonings and so forth.
So I was thinking about that. If we go back to town and I re-infuse the bag of holding, we should be able to carry plenty of ingredients and spices and whatever you need from town, so that we pretty much won't run out. So we can bring as much as we want to bring.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, let's do that. I will have to sacrifice your goggles, though, to do that.
That's okay. I have mixed feelings about them anymore.
Okay. And then if I ever have to, re-infuse it, I can do that, I think, after each long rest.
I think Lyra's already handing him the spider goggles.
Well, you can still hold on to these if you want. They're just going to be regular goggles.
It's all right.
Want me to-
You can hold them. It's okay.
All right. Okay, I'll take them. So anything else for anyone?
Oh, let's sit back.
Who's leading the party on your way back?
I'm going to assume it's
Lyra.
me.
Cool. Make a survival check.
That's a good assumption.
Yeah. Okay. You forge a path back. It takes most of the day to arrive. When you come into Corsairport, you can see your drow soldier friends are just waking up and are sitting on the edge of their new I don't know what to call this thing, salient point, eating like bowls of porridge for breakfast. Also, a tall ship has come into port at Corsairport and is unloading people, and that's where we get our first look at Terrel. So Terrel, why don't you tell us what you look like as you descend the gangplank of this ship to the grand island of adventure and shit that is Corsairport?
Okay, so my Terrel is a human wizard dressed in fairly just common clothes. He's a traveler, so he's nothing super fancy. He's a scholar, like brown shirt, kind of tan brown pants. He's very practical, not into the flashy stuff. Has glasses, and he's holding a stack of he's got a tome and some other books that he's carrying just for his studies as he's walking down the plank.
Looks like there's a new ship in town. I wonder if anything useful got brought in.
You say that you're watching Terrel descend the gangplank.
Well, I mean, not directly about him.
So they're offloading priority goods, things you need to survive out here that you can't get anywhere else, like iron and coffee and things like that nature. And they're loading on barrels and barrels of processed tree sap, which here we know the tree sap of these giant super trees is used to make refined magical ink for scroll work, which is most of the reason this place survives as a colony. One thing you do know, Ashe, is that the flag is flying at the largest mast is the Imperial flag.
Like the okay, is that not normal? Like, is it not normally the Imperial flag?
No. This is a ship that would be owned by the Empire directly, not like.
Oh, I see. It's like a military ship, perhaps.
No, it's not a military ship because it's not, loaded down with ballista
Like a
and Scorpion.
like a chartered freight ship,
Yes,
maybe.
like a
Freight ship?
charter. What do you got, Cotton?
No, I just asked if it was like a trade ship. But you
Yes,
kind of answered
it is
that.
a trade ship. Yes. I mean, almost any ship that's going to come out here is going to be a trade ship. But the important part is that it is owned by someone unusual, which is the Empire.
Okay.
Terrel, you've been told upon landing that if you are here to seek your fortune and travel the land, there's only one place to possibly go. a bakery, microbrewery, adventure hall that serves pretzels, known as the Twisted Knot.
The Twisted Knot?
The Twisted Knot. But
Okay.
that's not with a K.
Okay.
You've also been told it's literally the only place in town you'll be able to find a bed to sleep in, because it's a small town of about 2,000 people, and everybody here has a job already.
Okay.
There's only one inn in the whole town. You're looking at 3 people standing outside of the inn, looking directly at you. One of them is astride a sort of majestic paladinic war beast. Another is walking beside a mule, and the other is just floating there with like super wispy hair, and occasionally her spear on her back has some like lightning running over it. It's pretty obvious that at least one of them has some hyper magical gear.
Okay.
So I guess maybe we might approach Terrel and say, "Hey, any news from the mainland?"
I'm not entirely sure. I just jumped on the ship to come over here because I was told that I had to find this place called the Twisted Knot to stay in on my travels.
Is that so? Well, we're headed there pretty soon.
Oh, excellent. Might I accompany you?
Yeah, sure.
It will buy you a
Pretzel.
mug of
We'll buy you a
grog
pretzel.
for your tail.
Oh, excellent.
But yeah, I mean, I suppose we could show them the town a little bit before we tuck in.
Oh, I'd really like that.
It's about what, 4 or 5? What time is it?
It's almost nightfall, so
Almost nightfall.
yes.
So it's like
you
6?
do see the tallest building in the entire area is a wizard's tower. It looks like maybe it was once a little bit grander, now it's a little off center. There's some grass growing in between the cracks in certain places. Not grass necessarily, but you know, like moss and fungus, mildew. There's a cat that's on the very top precipice, just watching everything going down. Outside, gosh, what is this guy's name? I always forget. It's Melf the Magnificent.
Right.
Oh, the wizard's name?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I suppose we might point to that wizard and be like, well, that's the home of Melf. It looks like you might be able to have a chat with him about something or other.
Sorry, it says Melf the Reticent, and then beneath that, it's been painted in, also known as Melf the Magnificent.
Okay.
He's probably both magnificent and reticent. I would say both are possibly accurate.
Excellent.
I might ascribe a few other adjectives to him as well, but we can leave that for another time.
Okay. Okay. Well, seeing as how it's getting late, should we check in to this inn?
Sure, why not?
Sounds good.
So as we enter, Ashe might point out Lyra's map on the main table that we always stay at, which shows some of the island that we've explored.
Lyra's going to start adding to the map.
And I suppose I could show you it here on my screen. If you're watching on Twitch, you can see it. Let me just bring it up. If I can find it.
I already
can
missed
see it.
the
I can see
Flog
it on
Cloak. I
roll
saw it. That's a different map. A similar map,
Oh.
but different.
That's Ash's mom.
In Sailor Moon form.
Yeah, young Ash's mom, it should be said.
Right.
One of these damn layers.
Also Ash's mom.
Also,
A lot of Ash's mom tonight.
here we go. This is what we've seen so far of the map,
Okay.
and it roughly correlates to what I suppose Lyra has drawn in here.
When you enter, the shopkeep, Terra, drops by to remind you all to pay your damn bills.
What you looking for, Terra?
Terra's just like, well, you keep coming and then leaving. What I'd prefer is that you paid your bills.
Yeah. Well, what do we owe you?
I'm. That's the thing. I never know if you're gonna come back, so I don't know how long to rent these rooms out for.
Can we just keep them on standby?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll give it 2 platinum.
Okay, you give her 2 platinum. The platinum disappears immediately, and she says, "I will bring you out several mugs of the finest beer, Toldorian fungus beer. It's the local house specialty."
That sounds fantastic.
You as a wizard would know that Toldorian fungus is mildly poisonous. Its literal only use beyond a poison is to be brewed into beer.
Under
to each his own.
Under my breath, I might say it's okay. It passes.
So each of the seating areas around here is sort of recessed into the wall. It's got like 70% seat coverage in a circle around it, around a round table. And it has chains hanging from above the table where you can hang a stew pot. She hangs such a stew pot, places down 4 mugs of fungus beer, and sets out a pile of fresh pretzels covered in salt. Delicious, delicious salt. Pretty rare to get salt around here. Scott would know since she bought some.
Did it just come off the boat?
Indeed, it does look like it maybe got a little wet on the journey.
Yum.
I'll eat some of the pretzels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably dive into the pretzel and be reluctant to drink the poisonous beer.
But do you?
Not until I'd see anybody else drink it.
Everyone else drinks it. It's probably fine.
So what brings you to the island? I mean, you
it-
seem to be looking for adventure or magical items. Anything in particular?
Well, my adventure is to learn about magic as an entirety, but the primary purpose is to really learn how to unlock the potential power of this tome, and I'll kind of show them my spell book and explain to them how the Wizarding Tower I hail from, we've discovered that the spell books in and of themselves hold a power not separate from the spells that they hold. And my purpose is to learn how to unlock this power.
So the spell book, all of you just hear a voice from it go, "What up?"
What up?
Did you guys hear that?
Fascinating. Yeah, Gizmo's taking special interest in the spell book because he likes items of power. Like, that's pretty fascinating. So how did you come about, because I've never seen a spell book like this. I mean, how did you
The
come
spell
about
book
this?
says, hey, Terrel, this guy is gazing at my spine really evocatively. I'm not comfortable with it.
Kind of.
It's a little book humor for the new people around here.
No.
Why is your book talking?
Why are you talking?
Yeah. You see, we've discovered that we magically can imbue a sentience into the spell books, and our goal is to awaken this sentience into a full sentience.
Oh, I feel pretty fully sentient.
Yeah.
It was going to
As you
scoot
can
a
see.
little further away.
What does that get you? I mean, aside from creating life, which is truly
Now
great.
listen to this guy. Oh, he wants something more than just creating life and intelligence. And yeah, well, guess
never
what,
enough.
buddy? My soul and his are intertwined. I can help him edit his spells on the fly.
So does that mean
It
you
just
have
means
one
he's
soul?
better than you. Okay? You sit there with your fancy, expensive armor. Yeah, this guy's a real master sage, okay?
Okay.
As you
Well,
can see, is kind of in this teenage rebellion phase.
He's really
Look,
sassy.
You know
isn't
what? I didn't choose to be made. into a sentient form of life. And now we got these people out here questioning who I am, what my purpose is in life. I don't want to confront those questions.
Do you
Okay,
have a
you're not my
name?
dad.
Book.
Do I have a name? I mean, what does a book need a name for, right? I'm just a book in your eyes.
I don't see why you can't have a name.
Terrell, have you given a name to this book?
I have personally have not.
All right, yeah. So the book is just like, I don't need a name. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm just a spell book. There's nothing important about me.
Do you want a name?
Yeah, do you want a name?
Do you want a name?
You gave life to your book and you didn't name it?
I mean, this is kind of the most is talked in this way. Most of our conversations are a little more formal.
There's a lot of mana here. It's pretty, you know, it's all around us.
This is a deeply magical place. You're right, book. I wish I could call you a different name.
I wish I could call you a different name. Stupidly handsome, dumb person.
Well, you could call me Ashe.
I've
That's a
got a
start.
name with you in mind.
No, I like the other one better. Don't tell him your name.
I've already done it. It's too late.
So tell me a little bit about your guys' journey and why are you here?
Gizmo is all about. So I'm a practicer of the arts as well. I practice artifice. So my specialty, if you will, is imbuing items with power. Sometimes they can be common items, or sometimes they can be something a little bit more complex. And my quest here is, while you seem to be searching for magical knowledge, I'm searching for tangible magical items, especially so that I can study them.
The book goes, hey, whoa. Now I know why he's looking at me so weird.
I would love to study your book sometime.
Terrell.
I'll kind of just take the book and put it into my bag.
The book feels a lot safer in the bag.
Sorry, it was his request.
That's all right. Gizmo stops rubbing his hands and he sits back. All right.
So when Tara returns again, she looks at you twice, Gizmo, and goes, did you get shorter?
I always forget, am I shorter or taller?
You
But
look
I'm not wearing
different.
my shoes. Yes, it is a side effect of my adventuring. So it's mostly come back to me.
Look like you lost a couple pounds. If that's a side effect of adventuring, I should be adventuring more often.
I did. Oh, fair lady, I would not recommend it because it's a bit unknown. You just don't know what's going to happen.
I'm pretty sure he died.
Yeah. Well,
You
yeah.
got
Looks
better.
fine to me.
I died and was reborn.
Are you that powerful now, Lyra? You can bring people back from the dead?
I have been able to do that since I arrived here.
Oh. Well, you're more powerful than I thought.
Yes, I'll take that. So yeah,
I'm
so
here.
that's my story. Pretty simple.
I'm here looking for my destiny. I believe Goose and Gus will show me hit her will here in this land. And we seem to have come across quite curiosity in our last outing. And I guess I'll go on to describe.
So before you do it, Tara's like,
Okay.
wait. Obviously, you're about to launch into some sort of epic narrative. Have you seen Zashala and Lashoma around?
No, we haven't.
Okay. What about Dargor? I mean, it seemed like he really wanted to get hired on with you guys.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, well, if you see him...
Have they not returned back in a while?
No, it's been some time, over 10 days.
Did you see where they went? Did they say where they went?
No, but I'm just going to claim all of their goods, so... They didn't leave much behind.
Did you hear them talking about anything before they vanished?
Yeah, they mostly kept to themselves. They talked to you more than they talked to me. Although it did seem like Zashala really hated you.
They didn't particularly show us any love, it's true. But, I mean...
No, just you.
if we find them,
So it's just you, Ash.
if we find them in this here, we'll try and help them out.
All right, I'll let you get back on with your epic narrative, Prince.
If how much do they owe for their rooms?
10 days, you said?
Yeah, it's 10 days times 5 people is 50 silver, so 5 gold.
I'll pay 10 gold to keep their rooms for them in the meantime.
All right, she's just like, okay. So 10 more days, and then I get their stuff. She gives you a slight curtsy and says, your generosity is overwhelming, great prince.
I ignore her sarcasm.
As she's walking away, she mutters under her breath, I don't know why I'm so sassy today. When you look down, Ashe, you realize that, unbeknownst to you, she has left an idol of Jital, a golden fox with 5 tails, with the donation, like coin slots, available in front of you.
Is the coin slot in every tail?
Yes.
Is that how it works?
Yep.
Okay, so I put 2 gold coins in every tail.
Okay. You know, for a guy who's like, oh, Jital, I'm not really on your side, man. You're always just like, I'm gonna give him the biggest coin I have, and now you're like, I'm gonna give him twice that much.
You gotta respect power, man. Like,
okay.
I mean, Ashe does believe in these gods, and of course, he's been visited by them. So, I mean, there's no reason not to be like, okay, I really need to, check myself with this character.
I'll put 4 golds in the tails if they haven't gone. 1 in each gold in each tail. I mean, if they haven't gone down.
Yeah, I mean, like when you put it in, you hear it slide down the tail into the belly of the beast.
So yeah, I go on. Then at that point, I might go on to describe. Oh, is it? Yeah, the garden. We found the garden, and I don't know. I'm probably not the best person to describe it. Maybe AP, you wanna relate to him? Or
so the thing to know about the garden is that whatever it appears to be, they were told that all of that was actually illusory. And it's a sort of hell maw to a rending in the world that if you touch it, you'll instantly be obliterated. The great enemy of all existence, Vodrin Evoker, the Demon Lord, the Archdevil, was born from this horrible rent, and some have said that he's reawakening.
Oh God!
But that's mostly, that's just crazy people, street prophets. You've heard whispers of a secret organization that's trying to go around and gather the 5 seals that keep his power at bay. But, everybody claims that they're from a secret society.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, I miss this secret society.
Does this like Great Maw thing that we described to him, does that sound like, I guess, that
sounds
thing
bad.
Yeah, it sounds bad. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like it's a literal rent in all existence that the ultimate evil was born from. It's exactly 1 square mile on each side. It's also surrounded by a series of hedges of some sort of super death plant that they didn't really ever test the effects of, but were too afraid to get near.
I mean, why would we want to test the effects of a super death plant?
Great question.
And so I sort of described to him that, like, this Great Maw has sort of asked us to collect 5 keys that we might use to what was
3 keys.
3
keys to open the tower.
3 keys to open the tower.
Open the tower of the wizard. Is that right?
That's correct. It's the Archmage of the North, and in order to open the great gate of his tower called the Edifice, you require 3 magical keys from 3 dungeons.
And how many do you have already?
0.
0. Oh, got it. Yep. So you're just beginning your journey of Key Quest.
Yes.
Affirmative.
Also, I suppose we might describe our encounter with Volunder, the Great Dragon. Vrorlunder, the Great Dragon.
Vorlunder.
You feel a minor earthquake in the distance. You
said
get his
it
name
correctly.
wrong again.
That was in character. I said it correctly.
Ash, if you can't remember his name, just call him my lord.
So, one thing I want to let you know is that this group latches onto new main story quests every 3 or 4 episodes. So expect this key thing to be forgotten very shortly.
Okay.
Well, unless we actually find a key,
Sure.
then we'll keep going.
I'll buy that.
Yeah.
You know, I have to admit, I was like, well, let's go find those missing adventurers.
I was gonna say, missing adventurers. You also wanted to set up a iron mine. You wanted to clear out an area with iron, then set up a iron camp to mine iron.
I wanted some plate. That's
Gizmo wants to.
Not a bad deal.
Yeah. Set up shop in the prison of Elbarad, right? Elbarad King. Yeah, so we've have lots of tangents. So the latest tangent is the key quest.
We have no discernible locations on these keys, so it's up to us to discover where they might be on this island.
And they're magical keys, yes.
Yeah, I assume they can take it just about any form. They're probably not necessarily literal keys,
Right.
but
Yeah.
items of magical power.
Okay. Well, would this be something in my studies my character might have already known about, like something about these keys?
Almost nothing is known about this island.
Almost nothing is known.
So the island was discovered about 20 years ago by a ravenous pirate lord by the name of Bartholomew Blackhand. He would raid the Imperial coast and then would sail into the distance and no one could ever follow him. It was finally discovered that like 3.5 weeks of sailing into the unknown would reach this island. When the Imperials came, they found that Bartholomew Blackhand had been overthrown by his slaves, and they just left Corsairport in place and used it as a sort of way station for harvesting the local tree sap, which is an incredibly hardy magical ink once it's been boiled down.
Cool.
What the party will tell you is that they found Bartholomew Blackhand by tracking him underground, and Lyra murdered him really badly.
Long revenge.
It's been a long campaign so far.
That's okay. Cool.
Yeah, so almost nothing is known about this island. The locals will not leave the shelter of the great redwood trees that have been placed as sort of fortress wall around it. They are too afraid to adventure here. They don't even know that there is anything else out there. This map that they're drawing is something that they are making as they go along.
Okay.
We took rubbings of the
Correct.
of the Infernal on the site that we were at last.
She did.
So can we take them out? Whoever has them.
Yes.
I have them.
You have them.
Mm-hmm.
Lyra, why don't you show him the rubbings we took?
Yeah, he's
from that
smart.
site?
He must know Infernal, correct?
Maybe he might recognize something in them.
Hey, maybe
What
you got a
languages do you
spell.
speak?
I don't remember if I selected Infernal. Hold on, I'm looking.
So, Ash, one thing to note as you're looking over Terrell's clothing is that the wizard tower he belongs to is from Heiral.
Oh, okay. From Hammerhold.
Yes.
Okay. Do I know where? Like where in the?
Yes.
I think.
Hammerhold itself.
Oh, the city.
They're
okay,
like
so
a reclusive wizard.
Okay.
Yeah, I do not speak Infernal.
Okay.
All right, so she puts out these infernal runes, and everybody at the table is just like, I don't know, looks like something. Looks evil. They're all curved and menacing. It's like reading Klingon.
Ah, wonderful. And something like comprehend languages, which I did not have prepared, would that's to like understand someone speaking it, not necessarily reading it, right?
you can read
You
it.
understand any written language that you see, but you have to hold your hand on it for 1 minute.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, good to know for future.
So you come from Hammerhold, huh?
Wait a second.
I
Didn't
do.
Gizmo read them?
No, that
No.
was the gnome Gizmo could do it. But the halfling Gizmo cannot. He
got new
lost
man.
that spell. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
That's
Yeah,
rough
it
shit.
is.
Wait, so you used to be a different race?
Yes, I used to be a gnome and a quite intelligent one. Now I'm more of an athletic halfling.
Well, I can see that based on the build, but how did you change a race? That's not normally possible.
Well, Lyra here says that I had to die for it. So it's still kind of foggy, but I remember.
I don't know. It
coming
looked
out
like
of
you were drowning.
He definitely
Yes.
100% drowned.
100% drowning. I remember coming out of this river, and everyone informed me that I was no longer a gnome. My past is still foggy, but I'm able to study magic and still cast my own spells. But yeah, my past is probably soon forgotten.
Interesting.
So yeah, I was, as a gnome, I had that spell, but as a halfling, for some reason, I just can't find the magical. I don't know, the magical power that I need to make it work.
Doesn't have the juice anymore.
It's baffling me. Yeah, I don't even think I can research it.
And which spell was this offhand?
Comprehend languages.
Languages.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're talking about which spell brought him back?
No, the which one he couldn't research.
Yeah,
I
comprehend
assume
languages.
the other one was revivify.
It's reincarnate.
Oh,
So he was
river.
dunked into the river that surrounds the Great Maw, which is what we're calling that garden area. And the druid guarding it, whose name is Druid, basically drowned him to death so that
nice.
Gizmo could live a longer life. What he wanted was eternal youth because a ghost stole several years of his life, and he did become younger, technically, but he has a shorter lifespan now. So
Got it. Okay. Also, as a quick aside, for the spell components, are we assuming I have none currently, or I have
did
some
you choose arcane focus or did you choose spell component bag?
spell component bag?
Okay, so your local wizard tower will allow you to pick up any spell components that you need at any time, except for ones that require money, right? Like a planar tuning fork, or 50 gold pieces worth of diamond dust.
Cool.
If you just go in there, it's assumed that he'll just be like, oh, well, you need some backwater to cast fireball? I got plenty of that.
Cool.
Just love going out and harvesting bat shit.
So essentially, if I go there, I can get enough stuff to cast anything that
Correct.
I didn't pay for. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Good to know. We can continue. Sorry.
No, it's all good. I think, we definitely, if you don't have your ingredients, we definitely need to go do that now.
I have
Or
some.
perhaps first thing in the morning.
I mean, having been on the road, I don't have a lot.
It's night. Let's not break into the tower again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did like that last time.
You guys broke into his tower?
Wow. I mean, we need to ask him a question. We were in a rush.
It's been a long campaign.
Oh my.
Ashe is a rebel.
I mean, he seems to be a polite rebel, but I mean, that's questionable.
Flashback to
breaking
Ashe
in.
absolutely fucking murdering people. Terrell, how cloistered were you in your wizard's tower? Like, do you keep track of current events? Did you read the local
No.
newspaper? Okay,
No.
you have no idea. You
Yeah.
recognize Ashe's armor matches the colorations of the royal family of Heiral. But other than that, you have no idea that Ashe is actually the like sixth prince of Heiral.
Yeah, my character pretty much lived in like library studying like history, and like if current events came in that way, I would know them. But I mean, I was not out and about, like super pale skin, library bookworm type.
Magical bookworm.
Yeah, magical bookworm type, like in the Wizarding Tower libraries, learning as much as I can about everything that could be magical or related to it. As much as I could anyway. So yeah, so his armor is the same color and style as the royal family of the area we hail from.
Yes.
Yeah, you're from Hammerhold.
Hammer. Yeah. So I will ask you about, like, are you part of the royal family then?
Yeah, I'm. My name is Prince Ashe. So yeah. But I wasn't in the capital too often.
I'll awkwardly like bow. Your royalty.
It's quite all right. No, in this land, it doesn't matter. I don't think as much. I guess it seems like you're relatively cloistered up in your tower, so you probably don't know what's going on back home, huh?
Yeah, no, not at all. Not really.
Do you know anything about the ship that you were on? I mean, it seemed unusual to me that it was a trading ship directly from the Empire.
My understanding is it was just a chartered ship for trade, nothing military or.
Totally normal.
Yeah, to my understanding, it was totally normal. Is that true? That was my understanding.
Yes.
Yeah, to my understanding, it was just a chartered ship.
It's the first one of their kind that we've seen on this island, so it's unusual in that regard. But I guess it's a mystery to be unfolded in time if we ever find out.
Correct me if I'm wrong, DM, but that wouldn't. But they would have more chartered ships that would be like going elsewhere as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll explain that as well, as that it might be the first one coming here specifically, but they do have others going elsewhere.
Of course, the Empire is quite large.
Yeah.
Perhaps the Empire knows you're here, Ashe, and they're keeping tabs on you.
They definitely 100% know he's here because he's been sending letters home.
Yeah. I mean, if you recall, my dad helped me out last time we were trying to.
His personal court wizard from the Empire followed him here and then lost in the Battle of Love. We don't really know where she is now. We haven't really talked about Wynn in a while.
No.
Well, I have to say I'm perfect for Gizmo then, because my mind can't remember squat. So I'm going to be role playing this one perfectly.
Wow. Gizmo and I are in the same place now. Got that coronavirus memory leak.
That's right. That's right. You're going to be like, man, you're doing really well. Like, no, it's just I can't remember. All right. So let's see. What about Lyra? Does Lyra have a story to tell before we go to bed?
Like what?
Just about your character, anything specifically you wanted to say?
I was saying that in character.
Yeah, oh.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. In character, just about yourself.
I came here seeking revenge. I got it, and now I have nothing to do with my life. And she goes back to eating.
So edgy.
And Lyra's been melancholy lately.
Yeah, revenge is kind of a hollow path, unfortunately.
No, actually, the revenge part was great.
It was great? Oh, well, it's first time I've heard that one.
He was a horrible, horrible person.
I can imagine if you felt great about it.
So Tara comes over with a set of refills and goes, talking about my dad again?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came up again.
That's fine. You know, I stabbed him in the back. You stabbed him in the back. It really just all worked out in the end.
My.
That's his daughter.
Yeah, I gathered based on her saying her dad.
So she gestures towards the kitchen and says, that's my real dad over there.
Right.
Bartholomew Blackhand's just, you know, someone that I used to know.
Got it. Understood.
Can I get you another drink?
Sure.
All right. Several minutes later, Ashe, the door opens up and someone with a trumpet outside begins playing the Imperial Military March of the Empire.
I guess I'll stand up to salute, right? Is that a thing that...
A bard wearing a jaunty hat with a feather in it enters and sees you saluting and gives you a really shitty salute back and marches over to you and presents you with a letter and says, your father sends his regards. And then it begins playing the Imperial military theme again outside. It's like the bard is leaving, so the music restarts.
Okay.
And as he's leaving, as soon as he steps outside and it's no longer a formal affair, you can hear him loudly say, "I can't believe I took a 3.5-week trip to this shithole just for this guy."
Do they always play music when they walk into a room?
Do I need to roll for that?
They don't. It's only to deliver official missives, like the one in your currently.
Okay, so I say it's only because this letter right here. It's not normal.
So the letter gets a trumpet and the prince does not?
Official missives is the nature of the business. So this is actually from the king. I'm just a prince. So I open up the letter and take a look
you're
at it.
just a prince.
Yeah, that's right.
So based on the date on this letter, it must have been sent almost 40 days ago, right around when you first arrived here. And also based on this letter, you have sent him a letter since then, so this is all probably old news. However, it basically tells you, your father says something like, "Congratulations on evading Imperial justice, you miserable brat. I hope you enjoy your time on Corsairport and that you never leave. Everything you do causes problems for the court back home. Allowances will be set aside for you, if only because I have begat you with your wonderful mother, who is much better than you in every way.
Okay.
I look forward to my first primary son, who is the light of my life, eventually taking the throne." There's a lot of talking down to you in this letter.
Yeah, this is normal.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So I put the letter away and keep it in my person. I suppose I'll write it down my characters.
Yeah, so on the
What was
back,
so important about the letter?
when on the back side of the letter, it has a listing of the names of all of the Imperial officials that you killed, and the names and occupations of their family and surviving children.
Okay.
So it's like, here's the people whose lives you ruined.
They
List.
ruined a lot of other lives. I'm not worried about that.
Okay, so you look at the list, you're just like, whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
It was just an update. Nothing particularly new, actually. It took them 3 weeks to get here, so this is sort of information that I would have known basically upon my departure.
Fair enough.
Business is your own, I guess.
Terrel drops off another round of drinks and says, "So, where are you adventuring to next tomorrow?"
I think we might check out that monument, see if you can figure anything out about it, Terrel.
Yeah, sure. I don't
If
mind.
you can't speak the
guys-
language either,
Did I
That's
understand
true.
that
Is
you
it-
could prepare such a spell?
I can't actually. I haven't learned anything that would give me the ability to do that yet. But I mean, we could always go and take a look for clues, maybe.
Or perhaps Nim might have something that might be of use.
Yeah. We could talk to him. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Elf?
Melf.
Melf. Yeah,
I was gonna say, who's Nim?
Yeah.
I know what you meant.
Thank you. All right, so I suppose we...
You want to go back to the monument where the, dead Rose
Dead
attacked us
Rose?
in the middle of the night?
No, I don't. I think it meant
Wraiths.
yes. I think it meant in the morning, not at night.
Yeah, but
Well, I'm
she's
just saying.
she's
You wanna go
referring
at
to
night?
the wraiths that attack
No, I
us.
don't want to go at night. There's undead there.
I see.
I mean, if we go during the day, we could always stop at your favorite location, the prison of Elperod, King.
Wow, you finally remembered the last part of that. You normally just call it the prison of Ilberod, and I'm like, man, I put that comma and an extra word in there, and no one respects it.
I respected AP. I respected.
Yes, my favorite place.
Or we could try taking a pass north and seeing if we can discover anything more about this island, or perhaps some of those missing travelers. I mean,
or maybe look for the keys that you promised on your honor to look for. Or don't let me choose where your story's going. I'll just keep writing new story branches all the time.
The key, as far as I'm concerned, could be in any of those locations.
You're
right?
like, the key, we'll get to the key eventually.
The key could be in the monument, it could be in the prison, it could be
We're
north,
the destined
south.
heroes. The key will just show up at some point.
Yes, that's true.
If we travel long enough, it's like monkeys on a keyboard.
Yeah,
It just falls out of the sky.
Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Wow. So your intent now is to Skyrim until the quest log updates. I see.
I mean, that's one way of solving a problem, right?
I mean, we can also ask Melf if he knows anything about these keys, but I suspect that this is entirely new information.
Literally arrived in town like 5 days ago.
Exactly. So he's not going to know anything. I don't think.
So does this town have any sense of a library at all?
No.
His tower.
Melf
his
has some
tower's
books,
probably-
and indeed, your first edition book is now a member of that library. Right? You gave him a copy of your notes.
Yeah, I still get a cantrip for that one of these days, but I haven't picked anything.
Maybe comprehend languages.
Not a cantrip.
Yeah. If only.
That'd be a powerful cantrip.
Yes,
That
it
would be an insanely powerful. Comprehend one language.
But yeah, if he's got some books, Gizmo, I think I should at least ask him, because if he's got anything about the history of the land, maybe we can find some clues for these supposed dungeons that we're looking
There's
for.
no written history of this land. No one knows anything about
Yeah, I
it.
was going to say, we've been told directly that no one in this land knows anything about here where we are.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, I guess
We
maybe
can-
in the books there might be something, because whoever was here previously might know something, or the Dark Elves might know something, the Drow, rather.
Listen, Gizmo, in foreign courts far to the west, when someone asks, Corsairport, what's that? Bring me a man who knows something about Corsairport. They will speak of the sage Gizmo, who knows more about it than anyone else. So when you're like, I wonder who knows about Corsairport, you're asking a mirror.
Then we're going to have to just pick a direction and go. So I think the monument is as good as any other choice then.
We could look for the adventurers that were missing.
That went in poorly.
Let's throw all the suggestions on the table and vote with our knives.
Okay, Sea of Thieves, calm down.
I knew you'd get that one.
Does Gizmo say that?
No, it's a Sea of Thieves. Gizmo does say that, but it's a Sea of Thieves reference. That's what they do in that game. But I think it's a good idea. Let's put all the ideas on the table and vote on what direction we go.
And
What with our
where
knives? What do you want to do? Fight over that?
Oh, it's just a nice trick to throw your dagger into the table.
So when you throw your dagger into the table, Terra appears behind you as if a vengeful spirit and says, Master Gizmo, what did you just do to my table?
I'll grab the dagger real quick. I go, I'm so sorry. I was a little bit rambunctious there. My apologies.
She puts
Gizmo,
her
you
hands
left a
on
mark
your,
on my map.
on your shoulder behind you and says, now, I've allowed you to carve a map out of my table because that's useful, but you can't just go randomly injuring my tables by flinging high velocity steel. You could injure another patron. What if you hit Ashe in the eye?
We need to revive him.
That doesn't bring the eye back.
Are you trying to create a suggestion here?
Yeah. So I'm sorry, milady. It was not my intention to create any offense. So
Secure all knives upon your bodice.
My bodice is secured. Thank you very much.
She then leaves, but occasionally turns to glare at Gizmo just in case he gets any more ideas of throwing knives around a room.
Gizmo, that mark is always going to be on my map now.
Maybe
They call it the Great Chasm. No one knows what was marked on that map. They've gone looking for the treasure of Gizmo the Gallant.
Yeah, unexplored territory.
Hey, AP, put the mark on your map. Where'd my dagger go?
I'm doing it already on this map.
All right, I'm gonna roll
That's
a
too
d8
great.
and see where it landed.
Maybe your knife is the one that's on the overlay, Rob.
Well, it's pointing to the garden. Are you talking about that?
No, this is your knife ended up here, south of the Black Web old entrance.
There you go.
It's a nice sharp sideways dagger mark.
That's pretty great.
So if you want to, since we're pretty much picking any direction, we could allow the knife to choose and try there.
Oh, because I won't be able to carve what we find because you had big knife marks there.
Well, if
Well,
we find
I think we've
something,
been
I can
there.
sand it out.
You have
We-
not
have
been
we
this
been
far.
there?
No, we haven't been there.
You haven't been
We've
that far
to
southeast.
Blackweb.
Oh, I see. Okay, it's after that. Okay.
So you're saying you haven't been to Gizmo's knife?
That's correct.
Nope. What? Would
I
it
like
be-
that. Gizmo's knife.
Generations
All right, so-
from now, when the town is long lost and new adventurers come, they will search this area long and hard for the secret chasm.
Yeah,
Of Gizmo's knife.
perfect. So we've got two ideas then. We've got three. The monument, Gizmo's knife, and looking for the past adventurers, the missing adventurers.
Also the keys.
And the
Yeah.
keys. Oh yeah, then there's the keys.
I mean,
But
listen.
the keys are part of the whole story. We
Yeah,
don't know
so
where the keys
here's
are
the
at.
thing. I wouldn't care about the keys so much, except that you offered your services to Druid. You were just, once again, Ashe is like completely unasked for. I
That
will
was my
devote
fault.
my life.
I didn't offer that.
I recall services were offered, and I assume it was
I
Ashe.
said
It was
if-
Lyra. My
It was me.
apologies.
And I said I would do something to make him feel better by accidentally killing his trees because they attacked us.
Yeah.
I mean, they did attack us.
And Lyra did feel bad because she did a lot of damage to those trees. And he called them like children or something. Felt
Yeah,
bad.
We're trying to kill us.
Gizmo, look at
Did
the
try to
map.
kill us.
I don't
But
see
I
any keys on the
definitely
map.
killed them.
I'm not going to apologize for winning.
Wow.
But you also apologized.
Wow.
I don't think I apologized.
I
for
recall
killing
you apologizing.
Uh,
Of course, I also remember you going down to the drow and being like, hey, look, I would love to solve this problem for you. And the guy's like, okay. And you were like, we will do it for free. And he's like, sure.
Well, at the time, I thought he wasn't going to give us win back.
I mean, you could also explore the mountains if you guys haven't been that far south.
The mountains.
we
There was
wanna
a
avoid the
giant
mountains.
camp of. What do you know about the Duragar, Terrel?
Do I know anything about the Duergar?
Make a history check.
Okay, history check it is.
It's your
I
first
hope you know
roll, so
something.
don't mess it up.
13.
Duragar
All right, respectable.
are you've heard of them in the far west. They are mad dwarves, gray of skin. They have inherent magical powers. All of them are violent and evil. So, you know, that typical Underdark propaganda, right? Like, who knows how
Yes.
evil they really are.
What is evil?
Yeah, exactly.
You said they're evil dwarfs, essentially?
Yes.
I mean, I do speak dwarvish.
They're so evil that they've evolved to be a completely different race than other dwarves.
Gotcha. Okay. Like drow and elves.
Yeah, well, I mean, Drow is a sub-option of Elf. Duragar is its own race.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I described to him like the giant Duragar camp that exists
Well,
to the.
for one thing, it wasn't one camp; it was several camps.
Okay, it was like an army,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So it's
That sounds
Now there was some
incredibly
distance.
suspicious.
Yeah, there was like 5-10 miles distance between each of them, but they were spread out in kind of a net to prevent anyone from making it to the mountains.
I mean, that based on his description, would it sound like they're hiding something?
Defending something, surely. Hiding something, hard to hide something when you have hundreds of Duragars surrounding a location.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like worth a
cannons.
look. Dangerous, yes.
I mean, the only Duragar we've ever encountered here in this land has been one that tried to approach our camp in secret, and then we had to attack it.
Well, that's certainly Ashe's perspective.
I don't like to talk about that one, Duragar.
Yeah. You still have his note.
Right. What
You
language
can't-
was it in?
Well, it's in Dwarven.
I speak it.
Okay,
it
so who
says-
has the note?
Horik, do not return. You have lost your armor, your honor, and then it's signed your former mistress. It is also covered with thick, settled-in Duragar blood.
Yeah, I don't think it ended well for this guy.
Well, we know it didn't end well.
Yeah.
We-
Wow, Connor, that's pretty straightforward of you.
He's dead.
You're an interesting fellow, being very generous and like very violent.
Well, he certainly approached our camp in secret. And
Yeah.
then,
Suspicious.
yeah, pretty suspicious.
Technically, we didn't kill him. He caught on fire.
Right, yeah, he tried to
He
escape.
did kill himself, really. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he killed himself. It was a tragedy.
Technically.
I think
Or
it was
an
to
accident.
avoid capture. Yeah,
An accident might be another
because he
word
did roll
for it.
on the fire more than once.
I mean, my vote is we could go check out, we can go to this wizard, see if he knows anything. We can check out the monument again. Not that I can read the stuff, but maybe the wizard can give us something to help out with that. If not, we can look for something. And if not, check out mountains, try to not get killed by evil dwarves.
Don't you want to go somewhere safer? And then she kind of gestures to his body.
Yeah, I mean, I've traveled a lot. Pretty much everywhere is unsafe.
What she's saying is you don't seem to have a very strong constitution. Are you sure you're ready for this journey?
I'll be fine.
Yeah. What they're both saying is you look damn squishy.
Yes.
You do look rather weak. I'm very sorry.
That physical strength is not my strong suit. No.
What is your strong suit?
Magical stuff.
A talking book.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you
Yeah.
probably hear the book say something like magic.
Just from the knapsack.
Yeah.
Strength? We don't need no stinking strength.
But what kind of magic? I can see magic. Lots of kinds of magic.
I've learned a lot of different things. Most of them are kind of inflicting some sort of damage on something else.
He's a
Ooh,
war
war
mage.
Would you describe yourself as a glass cannon?
I mean, that is a term I've read about in books. Yes.
All right, so you can hang way back then.
No,
that I
you should
can.
sit right next to me.
I mean, I can do that too.
Oh, okay.
Because when you die, I'll fix it.
I can hit things from very far away.
How do you feel about being brought back from the dead, by the way? Do you have any religious oppositions to it?
No. Not very religious as a guy, although I understand religion is a thing.
That's a disappointment.
Wow.
Well,
To the group.
Yeah.
you better get ready to start believing in ghost stories, son.
Oh,
You're
it's
in
not that
one.
I don't believe in it. I study most of the time,
Hey,
and I study
Captain
magic.
Barbosa.
As you sit across from a paladin and a cleric.
Yes.
Listen, this is that classic shitty D&D novel talk, right? You're like, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in the gods. And the person you're talking to is like, I am the all-seeing hand of the sun.
Literally, yeah. Here, let me show you what God is.
Okay, Ash. So we have plenty of choices
Options?
to pick from. Yes.
I mean,
as leader, you can
Everyone
choose one.
votes for their option, and then you're left with a 4-way tie over
Right.
over 5
does Gizmo-
options.
Did Gizmo call Ash the leader?
Yes.
Gizmo did.
They
Yeah.
was gonna start laughing, and then
Well-
think of fear.
Out, Lyra. He's leader in name only, but we need someone to make a
It's
decision.
he's the leader.
I
Yeah,
feel
he's
like
the leader.
We
someone
should
in
bow
this
to our
town.
prince.
Yes.
Terrel will
Well,
bow to him.
it's a bit late for all that now, isn't it?
Now Ash has a personal servant. He's always wanted one.
Anyway,
Book will probably make a snotty comment about that.
surely someone in this town knows where those folks have left to. I don't know who, but surely somebody.
You want to make an investigation check?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay,
you know
so
me and my
it's the
great
middle of the
investment-
night, but you can go around investigating.
I'll just ask around the bar, see if anyone knew.
There's no one else in the bar.
There's no one else in the bar? Okay. I mean,
It's totally
you know
normal
what?
for this bar, actually.
We could visit the Terrel and see if they might know something about where these fellows went off to.
In the morning, we can ask the woodsman. They're always by the gate.
Is there only one gate out of town?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, we could ask them. See if they maybe. I mean, they're going to see that they just left.
The other gate is the ocean.
I like the woodsman. They're some of the only few people that like me.
The woodsman's a good idea because they might have seen what direction they went.
All right, we can do that.
All right then.
So you're
And
going to talk to the
then-
woodsman now, or are you going to wait until the morning?
Wait until the morning.
Yeah, let's zip the morning.
So I suppose we rest for the night.
You're prepaid for a little while because Lyra turned over some platinum. In the morning, it is cold and misty. As the sun rises, the mist begins to dissipate, as it always does.
I tuck in, get ready for some breakfast. Is there anything downstairs?
Yes, there is a breakfast stew.
Delicious. I wait for everyone else to show up.
Yeah, I'll show up and set the book on the table out of respect for the book.
The book, yeah, the book doesn't say anything, but you
Yeah.
get like a humming noise that indicates that the book is happy. The
Well,
book,
can get some
listen,
stew.
the book is just like, you can smell that manna. It's everywhere around here. I feel so alive.
So Gizmo, Lyra, are you here? Okay,
Yeah, I
so
came down to get some stew.
Gizmo will say good morning and says, would you prefer a bag or saddlebags for the to hold your spices?
Me?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna create it, and it's for the party, but I mean, at least half of the saddlebags I think could be, specialized just for the ingredients that you'll need.
I don't have a horse. I walk everywhere.
Well, I'll put it on Greta. It was more of a
Oh.
question if you have
Well,
a
it
preference
just-
or not.
Well, how much? I don't want to overburden Greta.
Well, she's gonna wear the bag anyway. And,
Well,
and
yeah,
just
but
so
I
you
don't want
know,
her to
no
get
matter how much
burdened.
we put in it, it just weighs 15 pounds, something like that.
Oh, okay. Either way is fine with me, whichever you prefer.
I think it has a weight limit for how much it can carry, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it can carry 500 pounds, but it always weighs 15, something like that. I can look it up later. Okay, so Gizmo will go, step away for a while so that he can infuse this saddlebag again, make it a bag of holding.
Okay.
Maybe Lyra and I, we can go grab some spices whilst you, Terrell, you maybe want to ask Melf your questions.
Sure, I can do that.
Unless we want to all go together.
If you guys wanted to go too, I can hang around and wait. while
Lyra,
you do
do
that.
you have any opinion?
No.
All right, why don't we go get the spices and you go visit Melf?
Okay.
So it shouldn't take that long to infuse. I can come along to Melf as well.
Okay.
So which party do we want to follow first?
You can follow them first. The only thing I want to do, and I could probably get this from Melf, is I wanted to get 10 gold worth of like charcoal, insets, and herbs type stuff to do the Find Familiar.
Yep.
So would that be something I'd buy from another shop? Or
No, that's you can get that from Melf specifically. So you go up to Melf's tower. There's no door on the outside. And sorry, who is escorting you to Melf? Because he's some very peculiarities.
Gizmo.
Depending.
Well,
on...
Gizmo said he wanted to go, so I'd assume he's.
The two of you are there, Gizmo. The cat leaps down 3 stories to land on the ground perfectly, and look at you and meows at you.
Hello, cat. I know I look different, but it's me.
The cat walks in a circle around you.
So I'll pet the cat.
Cat moves perfectly out of range of your hand. It's always 1 step away from you being able to pet it.
Excellent.
The cat sits on the cold, hard ground and stares at you, looking at you.
It seems very intent.
It does. Does a cat look like it's looking for something specific?
Yes, it's looking at Gizmo, but it also glances at you, Terrel. In general, it kind of seems like it's trying to pretend it's not paying attention to you.
Gotcha. I'll like kneel down and like stick my hand out to the cat, just like you would like presenting to try to get it to come to you.
The cat will sniff at your hand and then turn its head up and walk away from you and sit down some steps away from you.
Okay.
A door appears on the side of the tower. The cat goes inside through a little cat door on the bottom part of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You hear a voice call out and go, "Well, come in if you're coming in."
All right, I'll walk over to the door, open it, and gesture Gizmo to...
In we go.
In we go.
So I want you to imagine a human wizard in their late 20s, early 30s, maybe several days without a shave, probably a day or 2 without a shower or a bath of any kind, wearing a toga, carrying a beer stein, and also has a pipe that's lit and has some very noxious fumes coming off of it. The tower is smaller than it appears to be on the outside, but you can see that there's a ladder on the back end so that you can climb up to the next level. And there are 2 display cases in the middle of this circular tower area that have items within it. And Melf goes, "What's up, man? I'm Melf the Reticent, also known as Melf the Magnificent. Use that one instead. I'm the master of this tower, just inherited it from my uncle."
You said Melf what?
Melf the Magnificent. Let's go with that one.
The one that he prefers, the Magnificent.
Yes.
Melf the Magnificent. Well, it's nice to meet you, Melf the Magnificent. My name is Terrel Jakin. I am a wizard. I hail from, what's the name of the place I hail from?
Hammerhold.
Hammerhold.
He's like, "Oh, right on. Yeah, I was just sending some letters to your tower. Yeah, you guys are weird."
Yeah, we're a little out there. I was sent here to learn some more about magic in this area. And
well, hey, don't worry. One day you too will earn your wizard name, just like I did.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, I hope you get a good one.
Well, thank you.
You don't want to spend the rest of your life known as Melf the Reticent.
Magnificent.
Yeah,
I believe it's magnificent.
Yeah. Not on official legal documents, it's not.
Well, I'm sure that will change with time.
Well, what can I do for you, Mr. Wizard and Mr. Wizard?
Well, I could use some components for some spells.
Yep. He gestures to the walls, and all of the walls, purple smoke begins rolling off of them, and you can see that there's all of your basic spell components appearing on shelves there.
My eyes will light up like a kid in a candy shop.
You know, got your basic bat guano, powdered copper, that kind of stuff. the find familiar stuff is in the not free section, right? Like half
Yeah.
of the walls are like take what you need, you know, like basic
Yeah.
components that you could get anywhere. But
Like the big barrels of like candy that you shovel into like a bag.
it's like courtesy spell components, right?
Right. Yeah. So I'll hand him the 10 gold, and I'll take the components for the find familiar, and then
Yeah, I
kinda
mean when you take him
gather
over,
together.
he's just like, so summoning a familiar, huh? Yeah, I've got one too.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's
cool,
been
I
a
guess.
while since I've summoned my familiar. I'd like to have him back. But we're also here to ask about these keys that this party I've just met. I've been looking for. I thought maybe you might know.
Oh,
a little
Ashe
bit
Heiral's party.
yeah.
That would be us.
Are you
yes.
sure you want to join them?
I mean, they seem like nice enough fellows.
They die on a regular basis, don't they?
I mean, they're not dead
Always come
now.
back.
A huge number of their party members disappear or travel back off into the west, never to be heard from again.
You referring to me as the Star Trek red shirt?
Yeah. He says, all right, well, look, if you think you're good, you're good. Now, about some keys, I don't know anything. All right, I just got here several days ago.
Well, then would you perhaps have something that could help me read? What is it? Infernal we needed, Gizmo?
Oh,
that's it.
I know a little infernal-ish.
Infernal-ish?
Do you? Okay.
Yeah, I'll take a look at this. I could provide some transcribing.
Okay. Do you have the thing to show him, Gizmo?
I thought you had it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll pull it out and show him.
You did have it.
Doesn't Lyra actually have it?
I
It's
thought
Lyra's,
Lyra had
right?
it.
Lyra.
Yeah.
So
It's,
two of
it's
you.
mine, but if someone had asked before, I would have given it to him.
Yeah, I don't think we did. So I don't think we have it.
All right, so he just stands there and he goes, "Well,
We'll be
okay,
right back.
all right."
We'll be right back. And then in the meantime,
He takes a huge hit off of his pipe, and he's just like, "Don't worry, I haven't gone to sleep yet."
good pipe weed, huh?
I wouldn't call it pipe weed. I mean, this is the finest tobacco in the empire.
It's a good stuff.
Hey, Melf, I was wondering though, if you happen to have any tombs or books or anything that might be primers about the different types of elemental magics, elemental damages that we magic users use.
I mean, I've got like magic for beginners. I've also got magic for dummies. It's a series that is put out so that sorcerers can learn how to use real magic.
Excellent. I'm looking for anything because I have an idea for a device in the future. So yeah, I'm just checking. If
Yeah,
you've
I
got
mean, look,
anything that might
man,
be good
tapping
primers.
into elemental magic is pretty tough. Most spells are preset. You'd have to be some sort of incredible magical savant to be able to flip through magical types.
I'll kind of just look awkwardly away.
He's just like, "Hey, what are you doing, looking away like that?"
Don't worry about it.
I'm pretty worried about it now, man. You're
Yeah,
acting
just-
kind of weird in my wizard tower. It makes wizards nervous.
It's my apologies. Not trying to make you uncomfortable, sir.
Takes another
Well-
hit from the pipe while looking directly at you. Wow, he's got a really big thumb. Hunter? Oh, it's a book. I thought it was just a super tall thumb.
Yeah.
This is Terrel you're drawing here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Looks about right.
Okay, Melf. So if anything comes to mind, I mean, just be aware that I'd be curious on.
Yeah, look, I'll get you for 1
Anything.
silver. I'll get you the primers on how elemental magics works. I'm sure it will be useful to you at some point down the line. He says,
Excellent.
somewhat sarcastically, as if there's no way this could ever be useful.
I'll take it for a silver anyway.
All right, you guys are going to go find Lyra and then come back with the infernal translation?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so after a few minutes, he goes, "Look, all right, this is total gibberish. I recognize some of the characters, but they don't form words like this. This is like a code.
What's it say?
I mean, it doesn't say anything in Infernal.
Well, but what's the code?
I don't know.
That you can see. You don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just syllables that string together that don't form words in Infernal.
Okay, I would like to take out a piece of.
I've seen this before.
Mm-hmm.
This could be a language derived from Infernal, like using the alphabet of Infernal to create a whole new language. Now, did you find it on this island here?
I don't know. Gizmo. Yeah,
we did. Yes, we did.
So there, you have evidence that people actually lived here.
We came across an ancient monument that was, what do I want to say? It looks like it'd been, here for quite a long time, but it also looks like an ancient ruins.
You mind if I make a copy of this?
Okay. Be my guest.
As he does, he's muttering under his breath, I'm going to be so famous.
Well, we heard that.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Is that what you say to him?
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
yeah. Yeah, he takes a sip from the mug in his hand and he just goes, yeah?
Help solidify
Why?
that magnificent name.
But why, Melf? What is it that you're not telling us?
What do you mean? I mean, I'm going to report this magical discovery.
Who would you report it to?
The other wizard towers, the Empire, the Monster Island. Everybody's going to want to know. All the learned sages like myself and, my good friend Terrel here, who is also a learned sage. I would think you, Gizmo, could understand the incredible wealth of knowledge that learning that a previously uninhabited island was inhabited in an entirely new language and society, completely unknown to the rest of the world, formed from it. Who knows what secrets could be here? People will flood to this island. Previously, they just thought it was a death trap shithole filled with dead pirates.
Well, you might be right. I mean, there might be something to be found, or it could be just a long-lost monument.
And I'm going to publish a paper, and it is going to have my name on it. I might write you guys in as co-sponsoring authors at the bottom.
That'd be great.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
As contributors.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. All right, I'm going to get started on that right now.
I'll offer to transcribe it for him if he doesn't want to.
So what he says is, I'm going to get started on it right now, but then he just leans up against the counter and just drinks more of whatever's in his mug.
I'll pull out a piece of parchment and summon the quill and write
He's like,
down.
Whoa, quill summoning magic. I have not seen that before.
I'll write.
Whoa.
That is
That was awesome.
That's some really edge case stuff. Cannot say 90% of the time summoning a quill is going to be useful.
Well, I'm going to write down, not even dipping it into ink. I'm going to write down onto the piece of paper the transcription that he gave me, and then I'll hand it to him after writing it on another piece of paper for us.
All right. Yeah. I mean, it is, it's like syllables like la, le, if, on. But,
we've got the phonetics, right?
Yes, you have the phonetics. They do not form proper words in Infernal. So unless it's just a series of 3 different sentences that are nothing but pronouns, then his suspicion that this is either a code or an entirely new language using the Infernal alphabet either could be likely.
It's a clue more than we had.
Yeah. And if we've got the phonetics, I think that's a good start.
So he lets you transcribe the very first part of the article, introducing your findings and who the 2 of you are as contributors to his glorious magical findings.
Okay.
And the whole time he's just alternating between drinking and smoking.
Excellent.
Meanwhile, Ashe and Lyra, what are the 2 of you up to?
We're
Go buy
checking out
some
the
honey.
local store. Yeah.
Yep. So when you get to the local store, you have a little buddy there, Lyra. If I recall correctly. His name is Bolt. He's the nephew of the general store owner.
Buddy's one word for it.
Yeah, so he follows you around and does your shopping for you. He's your personal shopper. When you come, he looks a little bit troubled, and he says, "Oh, hey, can we step outside real quick?"
Are you okay?
Yeah, we're good. And he gestures. He's like, "Can you get your bodyguard to come too?"
Ash, come on, let's go outside for a second.
So
Sure.
he gets the two of you in a huddle. He's like, "Hey, listen, my Uncle Hamish, like, for the last couple of nights, he's been dousing himself in seawater, and he's been praising the great god of the whirlpools and talking about storms and judgment and stuff. It's pretty weird. He only does it after the sun goes down, and a couple other people in town are doing it too. You know, I heard that you were a cleric of Wellwind.
Wellwind?
Yeah.
I am.
Is this normal?
Is it normal?
I mean, this kind of behavior might be normal in the very remote, secure abbey that you grew up in, where adherents and initiates would try to out-pious each other. But for like a random person to just suddenly begin following Wellwind's harshest, most disciplined teachings out of nowhere, not normal. Unless someone like uncovered a book and was like, "Man, you know, it would be great if we just started doing this stuff for no reason at all."
Has your uncle always been a devout follower of Rowan? Because that's some of our harshest.
I think my father's a devout follower. My uncle is a devout follower of Coin, the god of money.
Can I roll to see if there's any other reason they just start randomly doing that?
Make a religion check. There are various entities in the planar scape of the worlds that like to create cults that would attract true followers of a certain god, but actually trick them into doing heretical things. Demons, visitors from beyond space, horrifying abominations, and insane mages, or sometimes just followers of Jatau looking to make fun of the gods.
Either someone's trying to start some kind of cult under the false pretense of Wellwind, or the followers of Jatau are making fun of Wellwind, and either way, I'm not pleased with it.
Okay, so you're gonna do something about it?
I can try.
Okay, because my uncle smells like seawater all the time now, and
What's wrong with that?
Do you like the smell of seawater?
I like the smell of the ocean.
Yeah, then there's nothing wrong with it, of course.
Okay.
I mean, look, I don't favor it, but it's not a problem for me. It's just
If
weird.
you don't like the smell of seawater, you could just say that.
Okay, fine. I don't like the smell of seawater. You know, this is a shitty port town. I have to smell seawater all the time. It's terrible. Oh my goodness, you're giving him the adjusting glasses?
Yep.
Incredible.
Of course.
What do you think of this, Ash?
You say it's profane?
It could be, unless they suddenly became a strict, devout, pious individual.
That doesn't seem quite as likely, given that it's out of his character. I mean, I think it's worth investigating. How would you go about asking him what he's doing?
Well, I would prefer if you did it, because I'm not the best at that.
I could try, but I am not as familiar with the ceremonies and what precisely might make it profane.
I will go with you,
Of course.
but if you could do the talking,
I will
that would
try.
be great.
Yes.
What a great way of Ash saying in character that he doesn't have religion as a skill. And for Lyra to also say, I don't have persuasion as a skill.
Hey, you know, I bring that high key, high type role playing around here.
You certainly bring something.
It's not, yeah. Okay.
High-tight role-playing, not how I would describe it.
No.
Can't wait
No,
for Ratosaurus to burn you again this week on BattleTech.
I think, well, this was an invitation to burn, so that is fine. Yeah, okay, so I guess let's go in and maybe, where does he
Well, let me
do
ask
his-
first, how much honey are you looking to acquire?
Couple jars.
So there are some fresh jars. There is honeycomb suspended in honey, but there's only like a few pounds that just came off the ship, and that's it.
Is fancy honey like with the? Oh man, I want to buy one of them with the honeycomb in it.
With the honeycomb in it, yeah.
Yeah.
There's also one that's like orange flavored honey that has like orange peel saturated into it.
I think Lyra's struggling by the honey section right
Have
now.
to choose between the two.
I walk up and I say, Lyra, why choose? We can bring both.
I need to buy other food, and I don't need like 6 jars of honey, but I want to get some regular honey.
You are
I want
cooking
some
the
orange
most
honey.
delicious meals we have had since we've started here. I will fund
That is-
any efforts that you make. regarding
Although
that.
I appreciate the compliment, that's not saying much since we've pretty much had rations or my cooking.
Well, we've also
Wow.
been at the Twisted Knot. I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say somewhere. Tara, her heart broken. A tear rolls down her eye for no reason.
Didn't
And
you
she goes,
once
"Why
say
am I
the
crying?"
pretzels were like super tough and horrible tasting?
Yes.
Well,
doesn't mean she's not sensitive about it.
stews.
Jeez.
that's fair.
The stews.
Are the stews good?
Yes.
Oh,
I mean, they're stews, so
well, other than Tara's cooking, which is rather good.
Look, I mean, I know you're trying to take it as not a compliment, but take it as a compliment. It's been great, and so I want to help you in that regard. So let's just get everything. My plan is to get rid of a lot of the weight of these rations and try and replace it with this honey. And I guess it looks like Gizmo's going to have some kind of magical artifact or something to help you
A
carry
lot
it.
of
So-
the weight of the rations. How many rations did
I
you
love the
have?
idea that he straps the honey to his arm.
replaces it,
Yeah.
I had quite a bit. I mean, looks like Echo was carrying around quite a bit. Maybe that's why she's been a little bit rude lately.
That's definitely not
Been a
why she's
little
been
what
in a
lately?
mood.
Been a little rude lately.
You
She's
have
rude.
been noticing Echo and Ashe having telepathic conversations.
It looks like she's mad at you a lot. I don't speak Horse, but
Yeah, she's been tight lately. Anyway,
maybe you should like talk to her and see why she's mad. I doubt it's rations.
I mean, she doesn't seem to be quite as on board with the mission as she used to be.
Wow.
Maybe the journey isn't quite getting to her.
Maybe you
Hey.
should give her a rest then.
Yeah, that's possible.
Vacation.
Maybe I'll have to get another summon. But
I didn't mean replace her.
well, it could be only on a temporary basis if need be. Anyway, let's work out your honey business. So, how many types of honey are there here?
There's
8?
plain honey, honey with the honeycomb in the jar, and orange shaving honey.
So we take it all. How much is there? Like 30 pounds? How many pounds?
There's 6 pounds, so there's 4 jars of regular honey, 1 of honeycomb, and 1 of orange.
Okay.
Let's not take all the honey. Other people might want honey. I'll leave 2 of the regular jars on the shelf.
So you're just
Wow.
gonna take 2/3. Understood.
2/3 of the honey.
Yep.
If we plan on traveling for some distance away from Corsairport, we're going to need to have enough for a long journey.
Yeah, but
That's my-
the people of the town also need honey. It's not a lot of honey we've left them, and I already feel kind of bad.
All right. Well, what else?
So
do
it
you
should be
looking to
noted
get here?
that the honey is in the like medicinal antiseptics aisle rather than the like goods aisle.
So this is some don't starve honey. Making
It's
honey poultices.
This is
8 gold
honey on your
pieces
burn
for
honey.
your 4 honey jars.
No, I'm not referring to the game. In that game, you make band-aids out of honey.
Do they have sugar? I'll buy some sugar if they have
Yes,
sugar.
also 2 gold pieces a pound. And a pound of sugar is a lot of sugar. So you get a pound block of sugar and a special sugar knife that's used to carve the sugar off of the sugar block.
I'm also going to grab some flour, like I did last time.
Okay. That's 2 copper pieces.
Yep.
What other spices do they have besides like salt and pepper?
Cloves, nutmeg, pepper, salt, ginger.
Can I just buy all the spices?
Yes.
Okay.
They also have several ounces of saffron, which is the rarest, most expensive spice in the entire world. 5 gold pieces for 4 ounces.
Hey
So,
Ash,
like,
have you ever had saffron?
this much.
I have. It's good.
Turns everything orange.
Turns everything orange. I mean, more like yellow, I think, but or orange yellow. I mean, I could take it or leave it, really.
Now,
It's
out of
not-
character, I've never had saffron. Have you guys had saffron? Does it taste
Yep.
like anything?
Yes.
Yeah, it's very strong stuff.
Excellent.
Strong flavored, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you put a little bit into like some rice or
A
whatever.
little bit
it's
goes a
definitely
long
gonna
way.
ta-
A lot of it
yeah,
goes a long, long way.
right. It's gonna taste a lot like saffron. I wouldn't like personally. I'm like I could like I'm like Ash. I could take it or leave it.
Wow.
Is it used more in like cultural recipes or what?
So saffron originally only grew on the Grecian Peninsula, but to optimally farm it is all throughout Persia, Iran, the Middle East, and it's used in dishes from everywhere from like Italy to India on a regular basis. That's right, Terrel. Welcome to the cooking stream. Didn't know this was coming. Get ready for long discussions about food every episode. I don't know how to describe the flavor of saffron, but I feel like it definitely enhances anything that you put it into. And you can get cheap, crappy saffron for not too much nowadays, but like real saffron is just like in the fantasy world, in real life, it's also one of the most expensive substances in the entire world.
It tastes kind of flowery.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
describe it as
flowery,
flowery.
earthy kind of flavor palette.
I'll have to try it out.
I think it's fantastic.
So you don't like the saffron?
I mean, it's good. If you haven't had it, you should try it.
Why would I ever had it? Look how expensive it is.
Okay, you want me to get you some?
No, I'm just trying to figure out if I should put it in the food or not.
So I
Nice.
want to be clear that everybody else that's coming and shopping in here is doing that thing in rom-coms where all the background characters comment about what a nice couple you guys are as you're arguing with each other. One of them's just like, look at the height difference between them. You know, it's so moe.
I think we're drawing the attention of people.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty tough for you to not do, given that you're an angel wearing a full breastplate and air ganassi with a spear covered in lightning. So
Cursed breastplate, mind you.
yeah, but no one looks at it and goes, wow, that thing is cursed.
But it is very well fitting. Anyway,
We seem to draw attention wherever you go.
Wow.
hey, you don't blend in that easily either, I'm sure. I haven't seen too many air genasi around here.
I was just meaning your attitude. You didn't have to bring race into it.
Wow. Oh, that's right. All of Connor's characters are horribly fantasy racist. I forgot about Cazador for a moment, but how could I?
I am quiet. I am a very quiet person. I'm not sure what you're talking about there.
All right, let me break up this shopping trip. We're way past break time.
Yeah.
So we'll be back for the second half in about 8 minutes. Stick around while I compile a list of what spices Cotton is going to be forced to use. So out here somewhere, Radisaurus is dying. He's like, I can't believe they're talking about a shopping trip for this long. We'll be back. Stick around, friends.